Hi Ron, down at the beach again. Slightly different area from where I normally go. It's going to have a pretty chill session. It's really going to see what's around here. There's been some big swells, a lot of new rocks have been exposed. Quite a few interesting little areas to explore. Just poke around in. Haven't found anything yet, but I'll let you know as soon as I do. It's Miocene, late Miocene. Around the 6 to 8 million year old mark. There should be the usual crabs and maybe a penguin or a seal. Never found a seal, well, or a penguin actually, so yeah, I thought those would be great. It's an interesting pattern. I don't think it's a fossil. It looks quite natural. Let's keep looking. See my first fossil of the day. A bit of bone. An unknown piece of bone. Don't know where that fits in on an animal, but yeah, that's definitely bone. Nice. At least we're on the board. I often find wood that's been eaten by teredo worms. And here's a modern example. This isn't fossil, but this is what happens quite often to wood when it's in the water or in the ocean. The teredo worms come and eat it, and quite often pieces like that get fossilized and you can actually see the borings in them. See my first crab. Well, I think it's a crab. Yeah, I think it's a metacarcinus crab, and we're kind of looking at a cross section of it. There's the claw on that side. That's the carapace there, just the outline. That's quite strange. I don't think I've ever seen one like that. Very cool though. It's a different way of looking at it. I'll leave it here and grab it on the way back. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the metacarcinus crab shape. Here's the second section of bone for the day. Really beautiful color to it, but not much, not much in there. Haven't seen anything else worth mentioning yet. There's the usual shells and little bits of what looks to be coral. It's looking promising though. Looking very promising. Just staying clear of the cliffs. Is that quite unstable? See if you can see the fossil. It's a fossil crab. Beautiful one as well. That's so cool. Even though it's pretty worn, just look at those shapes on there. assume that's the bottom. Yeah, I think that's the bottom of the crab. That's so cool and symmetrical. Yeah, I'm happy with that one. So I'm in a new area, about 45 minutes away from where I was earlier. And I think I found my first fossil. You can see there was something sticking out on that side. It's definitely a fossil. I think it might be a crab. I'm not 100% sure though. I think we're going to have to prep that to see what it is. Might even be something better, like a tooth or two. It's very shiny. Yeah, it's got that crab look to it, or crayfish. Yeah, that's good. Happy with that. Just going to take my time, go through here, see if any megalodon teeth have washed out. I see a nice little piece of jasper sitting in between these rocks. Some nice yellows and reds in there. That'd be worth cutting. I'm still in that same spot. Just keeping my eye out for any other fossils. Some nice fresh concretions. You can see they haven't been tumbled around too much. Yes, they haven't been rounded. They've still got their jagged edges on them. That's how I normally tell they're quite fresh. Oh, look at that. That's a beautiful piece of bone. Ooh, that's nice. That's a really nice piece of bone. Judging by the size, it'd be whale. It's got some curvature to it, so I'm gonna guess one of the longer bones, maybe a rostrum or something. The jaw. That's a nice little spot, this. Come on, penguin. Sometimes it feels like the fossils find you. Have a look at this one. A beautiful little crab. Looks like one of the metacarcinus crabs. See, there's a claw there and there's a claw. Oh, that's cool. Just gonna get a photo of it in situ. It's not often you find them with both claws sticking out like that. Yeah, there's not much damage in there. It seems to want to focus on something else. Let's focus on the crab. Beautiful legs over there. Inside, and those two claws are just beautiful. Oh, I'm happy with that. Carry on looking here. There's been a few nice fossils here, actually. I almost thought it was another one. Don't think so. See if you can spot the fossil. I think that's a fossil. It hasn't even got a concretion around it. It's a good start to the hunt. See how tiny it is. Oh, there's one leg there, I think. And it's just the carapace without the pincers. I think I see my second crab. A very flat one. Look over there. Yeah, that's a crab. It's quite a big one. It's one of those metacarcinus ones. I think they used to be called a cancer crab. They've reclassified them. I'm not sure if it's a complete crab or just a shed. It's nice and big. I don't know if I've got one this big actually. See, it's just the top of the carapace coming out there. I don't see any legs. There's a bit of detail to the bottom. You can see it's actually got barnacles growing on it on that side, which makes me think, yeah, is that barnacles? Yeah. That's quite interesting. So the barnacles grew on it before it became fossilized. Wonder if you could use them to date it. Yeah, that's very cool. It's always interesting finding a fossil with other fossils or shells growing on top of it from the same period. I'm happy with that. I picked this one up just because of the shape. It was really good. And I spotted this white bit on the side here. And those little black specks just under it could be a shark tooth or two. It's a very big maybe, but it's got the right shape for the back of a shark tooth just sticking out. So I'm going to take it back and we can have a look at it under the microscope. Maybe we can get a bit more detail from that. Yeah, like I say, it's definitely, this is a maybe. It could still be a crab in there. I think I saw a little bit of a crab leg sticking out. But yeah, it might be a crab leg and a shark tooth. It's very tiny. It's those 3 little black spots there just under that white bit. There's actually quite a few fossils around. And there's been big tides, big waves. And I think I just found another one. That's so distinctive. That's a crayfish. You can see the tail coming over there, coming around. And then the claws coming out the front here. It's a beautiful crayfish as well. They're very difficult to prep though. They're very delicate. Still fun to find. Get them before they get destroyed by the waves. I think I see a steinkern, fossil shell mold. Yeah, it's got a bit of the shell still on it, but yeah, it's definitely the interior mold of a shell. A steinkern, which means stone center in Norwegian. I looked it up last time. It's quite a cool one. I'm on my way back to the car. It's been a nice morning hunt. It's been cold. And I think I've just seen a really nice piece of bone. I think that's bone. Yeah, that's beautiful. It's a piece of bone that's been agatized. That is amazing. Can't tell you what it's from, but that's really, really beautiful. I think they call it gem bone sometimes when it's been turned into like a semi-precious stone. That is really, really beautiful. You can see all the bits of cancellous tissue there have been filled in with, it looks like some form of silica, maybe chalcedony. That's really beautiful. I'm happy with that. That's a good last find for the day. Let's get home and do a wrap up. I always find these as well. Little bits of coral or bryozoa, not too sure. Okay, let's get going. Well, here are the finds from 2 days of fossil hunting. Not bad. Some really nice crabs in here. Here's one of the pieces of fossil bone I found. It's quite chunky. Yeah, I don't think I could tell you what it's from or what part of an animal it's from. There's not too much detail in there. It's really beautiful though. It's got a beautiful color. This is the other piece of bone I found, and this one's been nicely agatized. It's got some beautiful little bits of chalcedony or some kind of crystal over there. You can see in there, it's really beautiful. I like finding pieces of bone like this. That's how it's really nicely worn away. Let's head over to the crabs. This is that quite large one. That's very flat. I suspect it's a shed. So as crabs outgrow their shells, they actually molt. But this one's cool because it's got some barnacles growing on it, and it really looks like they are underneath the siltstone, so it means that they were on top of this crab, I think, when it fossilized. That's really cool. Yeah, it's a decent sized crab, that. This one's also a bit of a mystery crab. I can't really figure out what's going on here. It might actually be a crayfish, but yeah, it's definitely a crab or a crayfish. And speaking of crayfish, here's a beautiful one. See the tail just folding around there. The claws would have extended quite far out, maybe up to there. Here's a very symmetrical crab, the bottom of a crab. It reminds me of a man's body. If you imagine the head came off there, this is kind of the chest, shoulders coming down there. Cool little crab. This is such a weird one. That's the top of a crab carapace. You can see there's one claw just sticking out there. And it's not even inside a concretion, it's quite a bit of siltstone around it, but not much at the top here at all. That's a cool little one. My favorite find of the day is this little crab. That's so cute. Look at those tiny claws just sticking out there. It'll be pretty complete in there. That's such a beautiful one. I've got that maybe shark tooth concretion set up. Let's go see if we can prep it a little bit and see what's going on inside it. Thanks so much for joining me, everyone, on that hunt. We're back in level 4 lockdown here in New Zealand, so I can't go down to the beach at the moment or fossil hunt anywhere else, but I've got 2 big preps that I've just completed. Hopefully I can share those videos with you soon. Stay safe out there. I'll see you on the next hunt.